Hello students, this is SST class and today we shall learn lesson number 3, Prehistoric Society. And here is the introduction. In this lesson, the difference between the historic period and the prehistoric period is made clear. The origin of Earth and development of living beings is explained. Changes that gradually appeared in the life of human beings in different ages like Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic and Iron Age are noted here. As we know, historic period is the study of past where writing system was introduced, and prehistoric period is the study of past even before writing was introduced. That is, it is the beginning with the appearance of human beings about 5 million years ago. Now we shall go for competences. Competences in the sense, all the ages like Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic or the Iron Age are explained in detail. First point is to understand the role of script or writing in the classification of history. Second point, to understand the different stages of evolution on Earth. Third, to identify different stages of Stone Age and important locations. And fourth, to analyze the role of metals in the growth of civilization. To understand the role of script or writing. This means script or writing. It is the way of writing. It may be in the letters or signs. Like they were written either on rocks, leaves of trees or barks of trees. As the ages passed, the script was written as in words. Maybe it was a script in Sanskrit or Indus scripts. Many of the different type of writings were there. And they were not written clearly, only signs or symbols were made. A small mark would tell a lot of information, and this was made possible by the archaeologists. The second point is to understand the different stages of evolution, that is, evolution of human beings from nomadic to civilian, or evolution on the earth, that is, maybe from human beings, the time of human beings evolved. Before human beings appeared as apes, or we can say they were as animals, they led a life of nomads. The third point is to understand the stages of Stone Age. And Stone Age was widely used to make tools, to cut, to crush, or to make some things possible for their livings. And they were made the shelters, or they were in turn led to Iron Age or Metal Age with the help of civilization. Metals like copper, bronze was discovered. And with that Metal Age, the people started making new things for their living. They made lot of pots, lot of things with it, even jewelry was made. Generally, history may be divided into 3 major periods: prehistoric period, protohistoric period and historic period. In the history of human beings, prehistoric period covers almost 99.9%, but the available evidences to study that age are not abundant. Therefore, the space given to prehistoric period in the history of mankind is very little. This paragraph explains us that history may be divided in 3 parts, that is prehistoric, protohistoric and historic. As I told you, prehistoric is the period when there was no writing or there were no evidences to how people evolved or the people or the generations evolved. Protohistoric is a period between the prehistoric and historic period. That is, it was neither too far from the evolution nor it was more continued or it was explained more. That is, In the historic period, the distinct features of past events were perfect. That it is a story of all that has passed and everything that people have done in all the ages from the time humanity has developed. Prehistoric is also known as the pre-literary history, means people did not know to write. It is a period since life appeared on earth. Here, humans lived in caves, huts, and were hunter gatherers. They used basic stones and bone tools for hunting birds and wild animals. As we know, Protohistoric is a period between prehistoric and historic period where civilization was not developed or there was no writing. The criterion used to classify the above three periods is availability of script or writings. The period in which no record of writing is found is often considered as prehistoric period. Example, Stone Age. The period that has a record of writing but it is not understood by the succeeding ages is known as Protohistoric period. Example, the period of Harappan civilization. The period that has a distinct record of writings and can be read and understood by succeeding ages is known as historic period. Origin of human beings and development. Scientists say that the earth was born 4,600 million years ago. The first living beings appeared on this planet were single-celled bacteria called prokaryotes. These bacteria were capable of living in the absence of oxygen. They used to get necessary energy and nutrients from the environment. Then, some 4,000 to 2,500 million years ago, lichen or algae were seen. These in the future became the source of evolution of plants and animals. As we have read now about the prokaryotes, these prokaryotes appeared on this planet with a single-celled bacteria, and these led to the evolution of plants and animals. Prokaryotes were the earliest life born that fed on the carbon compounds. Slowly, they used the sun's energy and performed photosynthesis. And again that led to the evolution of lichens and algae. If we consider the world of living beings, fossils, evidences of microorganisms as old as 3,500 million years have been traced in Australia. Fossil evidences of microorganisms as old as 2000 million years were found in Sandur taluk in Ballari district in Karnataka. Now fossils. Fossils are the remains of living organisms or animals or human beings. Archaeologists, when they dug the earth, they found these fossils, that is the bones and the other parts of the body of the organisms or maybe the human beings. When they decompose, their bones indicated their evolution on the earth. They might be fishes, aquatic living things, reptiles, or even the apes. In this road of evolution, 570 million years ago, fishes and other aquatic living beings, 430 to 408 billion years ago, insects, and 408 to 360 years ago, amphibians. Approximately 320 million years ago, reptiles. 248 million years ago, dinosaurs. 213 million years ago birds and mammals, 65 million years ago huge mammals, and 25 million years ago apes got evolved. 5 million years ago bipeds and 1.8 million years ago human beings got evolved. They might be bipeds, they said. Now bipeds are the two-legged living beings. They also evolved, and these were like human beings. Or there were other aquatic and amphibians also. They, like frogs, toads, salamanders, they also lived on the earth. Now about the mammals. Mammals like seals, sea lions, dolphins, walrus, whales, bats, etc. were also found on the earth. All these years, the archaeologists found their living or their presence by the fossils they found. In this process of evolution, first single-celled organisms, then molluscs, then fishes, plants, insects, amphibians, flying insects, reptiles, birds, mammals, flower-bearing plants, grass, apes and bipeds got evolved. Some 1.8 million years ago, evolution of human beings took place. Human beings whose physical features were similar to modern man first appeared in Africa. It is believed that from there they migrated to various parts of the globe and settled there. At present, this theory is subjected to a lot of criticism. Single-celled organisms like molluscs, fishes, plants, insects and amphibians were also evolved, and even the plants like flowering plants or grass, they also evolved at the same time. The human beings were first like apes, or they had the features of human like the modern man, but they were not exactly the modern man. They first appeared as animals, then slowly they improved, they developed their senses, their living, and then they evolved more rapidly and they were said as modern man. They were first found in Africa, and then they traveled to different continents and they were seen in Asia. Now it is believed that this theory is subjected to criticism. It is not perfectly understood because different historians go for different studies and their thinking and their discovery about the past differs from person to person. So this theory is subjected to criticism.